Bang, bang, bang. We live, man. What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy King Katumwa, man. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all know who I'm is. We gonna get right into the video. Video ain't even start yet. We gotta swipe up. Let's see. Why not just say your mind? He criticized George Floyd. What? No is ever honest, though. What does that even mean? Why not just say your mind? He criticized George Floyd. No is ever honest, though. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but if you would like to reiterate, I will be happy to bring you back up on the screen. But we're gonna hop right into the video, man. See what your boy Nick Fuentes was talking about on Just Pearly Things. Shout out Pearly Things, man. Everybody go sub to that channel, man. She giving out some great interviews, man. We gonna react to this today. Let's get right into it. Boom. Bada bang, bada bang, bada boom. Wait. Boom. Boom. Or boom. All right. We gonna wait until we get some views up in here. Nah, we not gonna wait, man. Y'all know I'm wait. We gonna get right into it.
So you met Trump?
Yeah.
You met Kanye?
Yeah. Well, it's Ye.
Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting.
Don't dead name him.
I'm not trying to. It's so hard to remember.
Yeah.
Okay, pause. You still in here. Figured you'd shit on Ye because he doesn't promote a narrative. I'm not here to shit on Ye. You know what I'm saying? I'm just reacting to the, you know what I'm saying? I support Ye. I don't know what he going through. He been MIA, but I can't wait for the man to get back. And you gotta watch my whole videos, man. We already dissected a lot of that, the whole George Floyd era and a lot of misinformation that was going on during all of that. But if you have anything specifically you want me to address, feel free. I mean, what do you specifically feel about the situation? Where do you stand? And we can go from there. I even send you a link to join the chat. You know what I'm saying? But let us carry on.
I know. I
mean the stream.
I had trouble at first.
It's like we've called him one thing his whole career.
Yeah. I almost
Hold on. We gotta respond to Kirk. My bad. Good luck with the stream. Have to go to work. I like Nick. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of Nick Fuentes at first, but after I actually listened to his streams and actually got to listen to his ideologies, I understood that he's not perceived in the way that he intends to be. Oftentimes the things that he says are misperceived. Yeah, he might be a right extremist, but it's better than a left extremist. You know what I'm saying? Nick really isn't all as racist and crazy as people try to portray him. And to be honest, I don't think the guy should be banned off all platforms. I'm not a Nick Fuentes hater. You know what I'm saying? I kind of agree with some of the things that he says. I might disagree with some of the things that he says as well, but that goes with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Nick Fuentes should be able to speak just as long as just as easily as everybody else can. I don't know why he's being censored so harshly for saying things that we all think, if we want to be honest. And have a good time at work, Kirk. Maybe you can watch the stream later.
almost think that he changed it just so he could do that. Part of me. Because everywhere we go, somebody goes, "Yo, Kanye, could I get an autograph?" And he goes, "If you call me Ye." And they're like, "Okay."
He's Blessing's hero.
Yeah, he's mine too.
What was that? What happened first, Trump or Ye?
Ye.
Okay, how?
Well,
I saw you on No Jumper. You said you'd work for him tomorrow. Had you already met him at that point?
No.
So this is really recent.
Yeah, that was a serendipity.
Okay, how did that happen?
Shout out to Nick, man. That is how you manifest. The man has been reaching to work with Ye for years, and actually got the opportunity, which is cool. If you call me Ye. But it's cool that the man actually got an opportunity to do these things. So that's actually pretty cool. Let us carry on. Oops, wrong stream.
So I had heard that Alex Jones had his number, but Alex Jones' producer doesn't like me. So I was like, she's never going to give it to me. So I texted Milo.
You were on Alex Jones, weren't you?
Yeah, with Ye.
Oh my gosh, the guests are gonna freaking get here. I have so many things to ask you. Wait, okay. Let's start. What came first? Meeting No. Ye had to come before Alex Jones.
Yes.
Okay, let's start with Ye.
Yeah, so So he had been in touch with Alex Jones, which I knew, and I knew they were not going to give me his number. So I hit up Milo and I said, hey, do you think you could like link me up with Ye? Because Milo and that producer are really tight. And I said, I really want to work for him. Like, he's the man. And Milo's like, no, you don't. You don't want. I'm like, yes, I do. Like, he's my hero. And so we got in touch. And it really just kind of happened on a whim. I was randomly in DC. Milo was there too. We met up. And he was like, do you want to just fly to LA tomorrow and see if we could work with him? I said, sure. So we went out there and we just met him at the Waldorf, which is where he was staying at the time. And that was that. And so he's interested in running for office. So he kind of brought us on to do political work for him and clean up his old campaign from 2020. And, and as friends, we talked about prospective things that he might do in the future. And so it was really as simple as that. And so that was the week before Thanksgiving, and we just were showing up at his office, and he was really into politics at that time, every day, all day, talking ideas, policy, things like that. And he had this meeting scheduled with Trump for that Tuesday. It had been scheduled before we got there. And the night before the dinner, we were having this really long session, and he asked if me and this other guy would go, just kind of on a whim. He thought it'd be funny if we flew there on Spirit Airlines, just as like a joke. He's like, what if I flew Spirit to meet the president? Just at midnight the night before. And so we flew
love
there.
Spirit. I got no.
Really?
Yeah, they're cheap as hell.
Oh,
I'm a cheap girl. If I could save $1, I do not care. I will fly Spirit.
No way, man. I can't do it, especially on the plane. Like, once you do first class, it just changes your life.
It's so expensive though.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous, but
especially international.
Bro, Spirit is, man, let me not try Spirit, but Spirit, man, they get you there, man, but they ain't got no Wi-Fi. They seats is close as hell. Even if you fly second class, bro, Spirit is terrible. Like, I hate Spirit. I'm flying Delta every time. Thank you. Thank you, F Spirit Airlines. Bro, I'm flying Delta every time. Like, I flew Spirit, like, last time I went to LA. Never again. I'm going Delta every time. Because Spirit, I don't know, bro. Layovers be too long. It'd be cheap flights, though. If you look for a cheap flight, man, shout out Spirit.
It's like,
yeah, I don't do it international. No way.
Okay. But sorry, back to the story. Yeah, you're flying out to meet Trump.
So, and here's the thing. So the night before, this is the Monday before Thanksgiving, the night before we were going to fly out, like I said, we had this long session, and he floated the idea of me and this guy Jamar going out there, and Milo tried to shut it down. He's like, I don't even think they're going to let you in. They're aware of who you are at Mar-a-Lago. Mm-hmm. Maybe you shouldn't go. And I said, well, can I just like tag along? Can I just fly there? I'd like to just go for the trip.
Thank God you're off the no-fly list.
Yeah, seriously, at that point. Because, yeah, that would be crazy. And so we fly out there. We get to my...
Nah, that's crazy, G. I ain't never had no... They try to cancel your flight 30 minutes before even booking. You silly, bro. Hey, don't fly Spirit, man. Get y'all a Delta ticket. If y'all get it early enough, it's not going to be hella cheap. But y'all know me, I'm terrible with time management. So I'm going to get my flight the week that I'm going, the day before, whatever. So it's going to be expensive.
Miami. And there's a whole long story about how we got there. But we get to Mar-a-Lago. I didn't even think they let me in, because they do have security there, and they have a list and everything. And I'm a known entity there. Like, they know not to let me around the president. But we pulled up in the car, went from the airport to this place, and we pull up. They let us drive up to the resort. We get out, we walk in, we're in the lobby. I didn't get stopped. We just kind of sat down, and so we're waiting. We waited for a few minutes. And then we see everybody in the dining room get up and clap.
This speaks highly on like the security of like the Secret Service. Like, this nigga just randomly walked up to Trump, like didn't get stopped, nothing. Like, what's going on, man?
And this lady goes, oh, here comes the president. And so he walks in, which was just nuts because, these are my two heroes. These are like for years. Ye, because I've always been a Ye fan. I know people say I'm like a bandwagoner. I've been a fan forever, and I love his music. I think he's a genius, so I was starstruck when I met him. And Trump is like my other hero. I've been like a loyal follower of his forever. So he comes in. I was totally starstruck, and they're about to go off by themselves, just him and Ye. And then Ye at the last second turns around and invites us, and we get to tag along too. And we got to join them for dinner. And then that was that. So
what
then we had
happened
the
at dinner?
Well, it was kind of funny. The first thing that happened is Trump, he said, he gives Ye this iPad and says, "Hey, this controls all the music in the resort." He goes, put on one of your songs, put on whatever you like. Did you like the music? And it was interesting. The Ye fans will like this. What was his choice? What was the song he put on? I was expecting him to put on one of the hits, you know?
Blessing, guess.
Yeah, what would you think?
It's probably like "Yeah Loves Ye" or something like that.
It's what?
I Love Ye. Is that the song?
From Life of Pablo?
Yeah.
No, not that one.
What was it then?
So yeah, because I'm thinking like he's gonna put on Stronger, he's gonna put on Power, whatever.
That's got to be crazy, just sitting at a dinner table with two of your like biggest heroes, though, and one of the presidents. Like that's got to be an exhilarating thing, especially for somebody like Nick Fuentes who gets canceled left and right. Who would have imagined? Trump's a troll. Yeah, Trump. Trump don't give no fucks. He probably played this niggas in Paris. Shit, I'd have played niggas in Paris.
So this is a question only like Ye heads are interested in. He puts on "Say You Will" from 808s, which is like that's not like one of the top hits, but he explained why later. He said that would be like a vibe song. He said he made 808s for people to vibe out in their college dorms. So he puts on "Say You Will." And I think like Trump made a comment, like maybe he didn't really like it or something. So then he put on "Stronger." He put on like the all-time biggest hit. So anyway, at first, and it was funny because Ye, he's a little bit shy. He's like, one of the things you find out very quickly is he is just like a very boyish, innocent, very endearing.
Man, that's too hard to believe. There is no way in hell that this nigga Ye is shy. That's just too hard to believe. I don't believe it.
Like he's really a lovable guy. A lot of people see him as a monster, and he is a little bit volatile, and he says that he's aggressive. But one of the things that's so lovable is he does just have this boyish, sort of childlike charm, and he's magnetic to be around. So, and one of these things is he's like a little bit shy, like kind of have to like warm up to people. So initially he was just not saying anything. He was sitting there in this big blue NASA coat, and he was just kind of chilling, listening to the music. And Trump is doing this like really cringe. He's talking to him like a black voter. So he's telling him about the First Step Act, and he's telling him about the opportunity zones and all that. And it was almost like he was on autopilot. And Ye, it was actually a little bit awkward because Ye just wasn't even saying anything for the first 30 minutes. So the president's like looking at him, making eye contact, kind of trying to, like any conversation, trying to elicit some response. And Ye was very, neutral. And so then, and this was very bizarre, at some point in the dinner, Trump got a call, and we don't know who it was from. We found out later, we thought we might know who it was.
Who?
His lawyer. Mm-hmm. Because right before the dinner, this woman was with us, this woman, Karen. She worked for Trump before. Yeah, Karen. Literally. Her name was literally Karen, and she was a Karen, actually. She tried to get me fired. That didn't work. But so anyway, so Karen, she had worked for Trump in Florida. She ran the Trump campaign in the state of Florida in 2016. She was now part of our entourage. And she texted Trump, or rather she texted Ye, this big list of notes about what to expect from Trump. Like if he does this, if he folds his arms, it means this. If he puts you on the patio versus in the private space, it means one thing or the other. So she kind of like gave him she kind of gave him a briefing of what to expect before we got there. So right before we pulled up to Mar-a-Lago, Ye said, "Oh, let me forward this to you, Nick." So he texted it to me, and I said, "Oh, I checked my phone. I didn't get the message." I said, "Oh, I didn't get the text." He goes, "Oh, okay, that's weird." Turns out he had accidentally sent that message to a lawyer whose name is also Nick, who also works for Trump. So I don't know the guy's full name or whatever, but clearly Ye went to forward the text and he looked up Nick in his contacts and he just hit the wrong one. And so we believe that he sent it to this lawyer. The lawyer got it from Ye and then sent it to Trump and said, "Oh, they're ambushing you. Like he got these notes from somebody and they're trying to take you out. They're trying to surprise you." So we believe that Trump got in the middle of the dinner, got a heads up. And somebody called him and said, "They're ambushing you." So his demeanor flipped after he got the call.
Oh, because he took it as like an attack.
Yeah, like
he was just trying to be prepared.
But that doesn't make sense. Like, what do they mean they're ambushing you? Like, how? Like, in what way, shape, or form would they be ambushing Trump? Like, what could they be setting him up for?
He wasn't trying to attack Trump.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, we were just trying to figure out how to move.
Right. I mean, it's a tough pitch. You know what he eventually picked.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So then his demeanor flipped, and then he said something to Ye. He said, "Do you still love your wife?" And Ye goes, "Yeah, of course." He goes, "Yeah, she's really beautiful. Yeah, whatever." And then Trump said something about how he had freed that woman. Who was that woman that Trump freed?
I know
Alice Johnson.
Yeah.
At the behest of Kim Kardashian, Trump freed Alice Johnson, and then she went and voted for Biden very publicly. So Trump brought that up, and he goes, "You remember how I freed Alice Johnson?" He goes, "And then she voted for Biden." He goes, "What a disgusting human being," he says. He goes, "And I want you to tell her that. Next time you see her, I want you to tell her she's a disgusting human being." And I was over there looking at Ye like, did he just, because that's such like an out-of-pocket thing to say. That's his ex-wife.
Right.
And, Ye made kind of a remark about, he's glad that he was divorced or whatever. But still, that's like inappropriate to say the least. So he said that. And then he started talking about these two guys that he got released from jail.
Wait, I ain't
there
get
was
that.
This rapper.
He called Kim a disgusting person. I'm confused. He called Kim disgusting? I ain't get that. He called the prisoner disgusting. Kim. She got freed and said fuck Trump. Yeah, she sent like I'd have revoked her shit and re-indicted her from Trump.
Again, who was it was it Sweden? ASAP Rocky.
Yeah.
Sorry, the details are a little foggy. So Trump started telling the story about ASAP Rocky, and here's the theme. There was Lamar something who got locked up in China, and ASAP Rocky who got locked up in Sweden. He told these two stories, and same with Alice Johnson, and the theme was Black people that weren't grateful for his support. Like that was the theme of the stories. So we tell the story about ASAP Rocky first. ASAP Rocky was stalked by a Muslim gang and they brandished weapons or something, and he got in a big brawl with them and they threw him in jail. And that was the gist of it. And so Trump talked about how he called the embassy and said, "You need to release ASAP Rocky right now." And they said, "No, we can't do that." And then Trump, he was very cordial the whole dinner. This is like the ex-president. He starts dropping F-bombs like every sentence. He goes, this is him telling the story. He goes, "You motherfucker, I'll fucking tell you this." And the whole story was like this. The whole story was F this, F that.
Why doesn't nigga act like Trump ain't human? Like Trump ain't cussing behind closed doors. Like, of course he talking just like everybody else.
"You fucker this, I'll fucking do this." And we were like,
I think Trump's my favorite president. I ain't gonna lie. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I think that's my favorite president.
Like, whoa, like this is the ex-president. And the whole dinner was not like that. He was very, I mean, he swore a little bit, but
he thought you were ambushing him. So
yeah,
that's why
so he was like,
how...
so yeah, one, he was pissed. Two, this was also, Trump is like a primal, he's very much in tune to like the body language, and like he's a real power player, and when you get into these powerful types, they play these mind games and they do these like nonverbal ways of communicating things. So one, he was angry and like lost his cool. Two, he also wanted to send a message. So he was very aggressive about that. And the moral of that story, as he told it, was ASAP Rocky wasn't grateful. He said, and if he knew that A$AP Rocky wouldn't be appreciative and thank him for it, he never would have let him out of jail.
See, now that's where I don't know. That's kind of selfish, but at the same time, like, what you want Rocky to do? Like, throw on a "Make America Great Again" hat? I mean, shit, I would have the nigga released me from jail. I ain't gonna cap to you, but I don't know why he feels like Rocky wasn't grateful. Like, what did he want the nigga to do? Go on a whole parade about how Trump freed him? And I don't know, but I feel Trump though. I'd have felt like it was something too though. I felt like a nigga wasn't grateful, and I just regave him his freedom. But at the same time, how he's supposed to show gratitude outside of the thank you?
And he told the same story about the basketball player in China. And he said how the Chinese were very respectful, and one part of the story, which was outrageous, he talked about how he was actually out there for the Chinese. It was like some anniversary of their revolution. And so it was a big state visit for Trump to go visit the Chinese president while this little drama was playing out. And he said that when Trump arranged for the release of the basketball player, the Chinese would not allow the basketball player to go home at the same time as Trump. Trump leaves this big state visit. They hold this guy a little longer. And this is part of the story. He said that when the Chinese released this guy to go on his plane to go back to America, there was this row of Chinese officials. And
I mean, you got to think about it, though. Imagine you, Rocky. Imagine you, Trump. And you just gave a nigga his freedom again. Because let's be honest, he ain't like, if a nigga break the law, you going to jail. But you just gave a nigga his freedom again. I want some praise too. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, come on, give me a shout out on IG, something. Like, let the people know what I did for you, man. Like, the fuck, like, I'd be happy as fuck for nigga give me my freedom. I know if I go to jail in China, Trump gonna say fuck me. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna give a fuck about Tui, but hey, that's
one of them
neither here or there.
Came out from the line and slapped the basketball player across his face and said, "You disrespected the American president. How dare you?" And that was before they sent him home. And Trump talked about how not only was the basketball player, but the father of the basketball player was also ungrateful. And they thanked everybody other than Trump. And Trump said, if I knew then what I knew now.
I wonder who the basketball player is, but she's not talking about Brittany Griner. That was Biden did that, and she went to Russia. So who's the basketball player that was locked up in China? Who the fuck is that?
What I know.
Yeah, like he can't say the name, right? He probably just doesn't recall it.
Now that he wouldn't be grateful, I would have let him rot in jail for 10 years. Now, at the time, I was just sort of like, oh, he's just telling these stories. These are just really great stories. You know, I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know,
hey, shut the fuck up. It was probably like some big ass Secret Service nigga with a blick that slapped him. You would have went for it.
It's like a white person thing. We always assume the best.
Yeah. Well,
he's not bad. He's not actually bad.
I'm like, oh, okay, this is great. But in retrospect, like, there was a very, very obvious theme, which was these are three black people, Alice Johnson, the basketball player, A$AP Rocky, who Trump did something for them and they weren't grateful. And because they weren't grateful, he hated them and would have never helped them. And they were his enemy. And also there was something in there a little bit about like humiliation, you know, like having the Chinese guy. I don't actually think that happened. Like, I don't think the Chinese guy, maybe he did. But that to me,
Trump's a savage. I ain't gonna lie to you. Trump is a savage. Trump is a nigga you do not want to make an enemy of. But at the same time, I don't know why he took this too much to heart. Like, you gotta know, niggas gonna be ungrateful regardless. But like I said, if I give you your freedom, man, I need some praise. No cap, straight up.
Just sounded like one of those negotiation, like verbal emasculation type tricks. Like, here's a black guy getting slapped across the face by a short Chinese guy. And so it's very.
This nigga Nick Fuentes, like, I ain't saying bro racist, but he just put so much emphasis on a black guy. Like, goddamn, we get it. He's black.
Very clear he was not happy. So after that, Ye asked him to be his running mate, which he really did ask in like a non-joking way. He said, I was wondering if you'd be my running mate. And at that point, Trump flipped out. Like, he started really seething. He didn't raise his.
I mean, that's kind of crazy for Kanye to ask, though. Like, you gonna ask the former president, arguably the greatest president in the last 4 terms, the greatest president ever since Clinton, off F. Kennedy. I don't know. Don't call me crazy, but you gonna ask him to be the running mate. You know, Trump's not taking the back seat to nobody, especially with an ego. You think Kanye has an ego? Trump has an ego, and I mean, shit. He done backed it up. He got the come on. Trump was richer than rich before he was president. He didn't do this shit for the money. He did this shit for the people. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna go there though, is we? This nigga talking about black man getting slapped by a short Chinese man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how legit that is, but I mean, Trump don't seem like he be capping. Trump seemed like he told it. I don't know. I don't know how legit that is, but we gonna carry on.
His voice or anything, but he started talking really fast, and he said, that's really funny. He goes, you know what? You know, I like you. He goes, and you can win at a lot of things, but you'll never win at this. He goes, you can win at music and you can do other things, but you'll never win at this. You should just quit while you're ahead. And then he turns to me and Karen, and me and Trump.
And to be honest, if we're being realistic, Kanye would not win president. Like all Kanye would do would detract voters from the person that's actually supposed to be president. Not saying that your vote matters, because in our retrospect, it probably doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I've never voted. I don't think they really actually matter. I think whoever's made out to be president is pre-chosen. I don't know if that stuff really matters. I could be right, I could be wrong, but let's assume that it does. Kanye would probably not be the greatest choice. I'm not saying Kanye's a bad person. He has good intentions. He's just too emotionally erratic. He's on too much medication, and he'd get the black vote, yeah, but that's because black people gonna vote for black people, and that's what 13% of the population. How you gonna win over the white vote? So it's not like I don't know if Kanye could really make changes that the society would need, that the nation would need to better itself. I don't know if he'd rule with an iron fist. I don't know if I don't know. I'm kind of on the Trump side with that. Like, Kanye should have just offered to be Trump's running mate to help Trump get more black votes. Because let's be 100, Trump, us capitalists out here that's trying to make some money, entrepreneurs, Trump is on our side, man. Trump is on the side of the niggas that's trying to make some goddamn money. Kanye, he has good intentions, good ideas, but I don't know if he'd actually be a good representative of the United States.
Had a few exchanges before that.
That's no shade on Ye. You know what I feel? I'm a Ye fan. There's no shade on Ye, but let's be realistic here. Come on.
Yes. He goes,
like, imagine if you Trump, like, imagine how big of an insult that would have been if a nigga like Kanye, a rapper. It's only in the black community where rappers and athletes and comedians are the spokesmen of the community. You don't see that in the Asian community. You don't see that in the Indian community. You don't see that in any other community. Their representatives are actual officials. They're not fucking entertainers. It's only in the black community where we have entertainers as our spokesmen and spokeswomen, and that it doesn't make fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if the leader of Russia was some fucking dancer. It just doesn't make sense. They got KGB Putin or whatever the fuck he used to be affiliated with. Let us carry on.
And he was very impressed with me. He goes, you two are smart. He goes, come on, you're a smart guy.
And hello, KTO08.
I know you work for him, but go ahead, tell him he can't win. He goes, I know you work for him, but he can't win. You know he has no chance. You know that. Go ahead and tell him.
Hold up. Ye will take things farther than Trump. Do you think so? I mean, your name is Poopy Cat, so I don't know. It's kind of hard to take you serious, but elaborate on that. Do you honestly think Ye will take things farther from Trump, and what aspects? Like, let's be realistic here. How? What? Do you honestly think so? I'm actually curious. I'm asking. I'm not talking shit. I'm genuinely curious. I genuinely want you to give me your perspective on that. What do you think Kanye would help advance in a society that Trump wouldn't or hasn't already been trying to, accumulate some type of motion towards? It's just KT. All right, what's up, KT? Shout out to Twitch, man.
Tell him he can't win. And I was sitting there, I was looking at Trump, I was looking at Ye. I'm like, I don't know what you want me to say here. I just love you both so much.
He thought this nigga Trump gonna tell Nick to tell him he can't win. Nick, you 100% any other time. And the media has already portrayed Kanye as this crazy ass lunatic. Not saying that he is, because obviously he's not, but at the same time, the media has already ruined his image, but they've also portrayed Trump as a crazy ass lunatic. But Trump has already proven himself. He's been president, so it's like he can be as crazy as he wants. The nigga's rich as fuck, and yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna tell him that.
I feel like it's like the two parents. I can't
Yeah,
take.
to be fair, the media portrays both of them as crazy as fuck, but Kanye just seems they portray him a little loonier than Trump. Not saying that either one of them are. I'm just saying that this is the perception that the most of society that doesn't do the research on these people, which is a large majority. This is how they perceive them.
Sides.
Yeah,
I can't
literally,
take
mom and
sides.
dad. I'm like, get me out of here.
So I can keep on the pause. My bad, y'all. Ye would fire all non-Christian the government. Hey, I'm 100% for that. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I'm not gonna argue with that. I think that a society should be based in religion. I think it's if when you have a godless government, then that's where these people replace God essentially and let that power get to their head. So yeah, probably Kanye probably would do that, but would that necessarily make the nation would that necessarily make the nation a better place? Because then would everybody not just false claim Christianity or false claim some sort of belief in religion or a higher power? I mean, how do you honestly evaluate somebody's true belief in religion? Motherfuckers can just say what the fuck they want to say. You see, these politicians have been lying to you guys since, I don't know, the beginning of time, the beginning of a governmental institution. So how would you be able to tell who's a Christian and who's not? That's not something that you could necessarily filter adequately. But it's a good idea, though. You know, I think religion should be something that's implemented in government. So I get what you're saying, but that wouldn't be enough.
So Trump really went off on him and told them, like, you can't leave, and then basically kicked us out. He was like, all right, well, you got a flight to catch. I'll walk you out. The airport's right across. It was literally that abrupt. It was like, okay, now get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And he walked us out. He wouldn't take pictures with us because the table across the way, you know, when we got up, they all wanted a picture with Ye.
Mm-hmm.
And they said it was the richest banking family, I think, in Switzerland or Germany,
Mm-hmm.
was dining at the club across the way from us. And they said, come on, Mr. President, let's get a picture with you and Ye.
Another pause. Just make Ye King of America. All right. I'm done with you, poop cat. Like, you got to change your name, man, for me to take you serious. You got to put a profile picture up, get you a nice little, you feel me, T, whatever it may be, and change your name, man. Nobody gonna take you serious, the poopy cat name, bro. But at the same time, I don't know if Kanye's that chosen one. Kanye, I don't know. Kanye, he's not. He's him, but he's an entertainer. I don't want an entertainer to lead the nation, because someone that doesn't have that type of experience or that type of mindset can never possibly lead the nation into a better place. Kanye is an entertainer first and foremost. That's what he's always been. So this transition into politics is not an easy thing to do. I could see if you're transitioning into like an institution of education into politics, but that's not the case here. He's an entertainer. We can't have entertainers as the face of a nation. What other nation has an entertainer as their face? You don't see them doing this shit in China. You don't see them doing this. Look at Putin. That's the most serious nigga I've seen since Trump. Putin is serious as fuck. I need a nigga with a stoic face that shows no emotion, that does not give a fuck about your feelings. We don't need someone that's, I'm not saying Kanye's not stoic, but he's emotionally erratic. We can all agree upon that point. But come on now, man. Let's be realistic. Trump is that nigga, that wigger. Give them dudes the boot. Nah, man, I fuck with Poopy Cat and KT, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk y'all shit, man. Let me know what y'all really think, though. Let's be for real. Kanye can't be him if he got his bitch taken from Pete. Hey, look, for the record, I don't think he got his bitch taken. He left his bitch, and then she's a s'more. Once a s'more, always a s'more. You cannot take the s'more out of her. I don't know why Kanye ever tried to wipe that succubus demon in the first place. You cannot change a s'more and take that s'more out of her. The s'more is embedded in her heart. She's 99% plastic. She's as plastic as her transsexual father. I'm gonna get canceled. Can't say that word. But yeah, like, I don't know why Kanye would even instill himself into like a family like that. Like, I don't know what that's what makes me question Kanye's morality within itself, because Kanye's, you know, Christian this, Christian that, but dating these demonic entities, indulging in demonic activities, and I don't know, man. You can't just speak on this stuff. You have to actually live it. Someone that a wholesome Christian man would not be a Kardashian husband. Like maybe I'm wrong, but come on now. That family is full of dark shadows, and come on now. The mom got Kim to put out a S tape with Ray J for popularity and fame. If that's not demonic within itself, and you can just overlook stuff like that, then where is the morality really? What are you really focusing on? Yeah, he's a visionary. Indeed, he is a visionary, but it's a difference between being there's a difference between being a visionary and being the person that can implement the vision. Some people see things, some people bring them to fruition. Some people bring them into this third dimensional reality. Some people just see the stuff in their head. And Kanye is one of those people that sees it in his head but doesn't actually have a plan. Kanye doesn't know how the government works. It's like I don't mean to keep bringing up Putin, but it's like Putin said, every president goes into that office with ideas and nuances that they want to bring into the nation and society until the niggas with the black suits come out and tell them how the shit really works, and that the ideas and the visions that they had never really come to fruition. This is every president. For the clout, Kanye did that shit for the clout. Yeah, see, and he's also driven by exterior motives, so stuff like that. Like, you're not gonna see. Imagine if Kim Kardashian was the first lady. We already got all these young women looking up to this succubus as if she's somebody that to aspire to be, as if she's somebody that they should be motivated to be. All she did was get smashed on cam by somebody else and get a name from it. Like, come on, that's not somebody you should aspire to be. Let's be realistic here. So yeah, Kanye did it for clout. Kanye's judgment, that shows enough about Kanye's judgment right there. And I fuck with Kanye. This isn't Kanye slander day. You know, you feel what I'm saying? But that shows enough about his judgment right there to show that he shouldn't, if you can't even, you know what I'm saying, keep your meat in your pants when it comes to these succubus ass demons. I don't know if I want you running the nation. I don't know if what else is going to influence you to make erratic decisions. I don't know if I can trust your decision making. Your bitch speak a lot about you. I've been saying that for too long. He did it for the clout. He did it for the money. He was motivated by things that Trump was. That's why I say Trump was not motivated by these exterior motives, because one, Trump was filthy fucking rich before he ever got into office. That's why that's not a motive for him. You see people like Biden and Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi, are getting caught up with, money schemes and fucking with the stock market and doing all this illegal shit when it comes to money, because they didn't see that type of money. They never had that type of money. Trump, he's already had that type of money. So money isn't an ulterior motive that's affecting his decision making when he's in the position to make decisions. He's a bitch. You talking about his bitch was on the hub. Like, come on, like your children, Kanye, can look up they mama getting smashed by another nigga. If that's the decision making that you're making, if that's the situation that you put yourself into, I don't want you deciding what situation you put me and my nation into that's going to affect me and my children. My son not going to stand for that. No, it's just no way. I understand you might have been young, but let's be 100. Like, there's no changing this type of stuff up. It is what it is. It be what it be. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, come on. Your girl was on the hub. Come on now. Trump is too mobbed up with the Israel lobby. Yay is true American first, especially when Nick is by his side. Bro, Trump is truly an American nationalist. When Trump was in office, he did what it took for the people. He wasn't like Biden out here giving billions and billions and billions of your money to Ukraine to fight a war that between two whites that have really nothing to do with this, because it's inevitable that Ukraine is going to lose. We're just going to expend enough of our resources to try and slow Russia down, to try and cripple Russia, when at the end of the day, Russia's coming for blood. They're taking it. It's inevitable. They're not going to stop. They're taking Ukraine. They already took over, 20 to 30% of Ukraine, but the media is not telling you that, are they? The media is telling you false numbers, like Russian soldiers are dying at the speed of light, and it's just inaccurate. If you go look at media coverage over the war in Russia and in China, it's completely different than what you're being shown over here. Trump is a true nationalist. I'm not going to act like I used to hate Trump. Don't get me wrong. I used to be brainwashed too. I used to think Trump was a racist and and no, I used to hate Trump. So you got to understand, when I say these things, I'm not saying them from any type of biases that I may uphold in my own head. I'm saying this from actually doing the research and actually seeing what Trump's accomplished and the motives that he has behind him, which aren't money, Trump is a true nationalist. Kanye is a true nationalist as well, but Kanye, he's not that guy to lead the nation. Would you let Kanye lead your household? Like just your household alone? Like I'm not saying like Kanye's not a smart guy. He's a smart guy. He was a fucking billionaire at one point. I'm not no fucking billionaire. I can't say the guy is dumb. But when it comes to leading a nation, I don't know if that's the guy I'd pick to sit in that seat. You just fire everyone in that deep state. What do you mean? I'll just vote for whoever Nick tells me to. All right, bro. All right, and I'll give it to Nick too. Nick is a true nationalist as well. I think even maybe so, Nick might even potentially be a better option than Kanye. Not I don't quote me on that because I don't know if I mean that for real. But Nick seems to know. Nah, I can't even say that. I'm neck and neck with Nick and Kanye, but I don't think either one of them is more suited than Trump to lead a nation. More, and Trump's already been there through round one. I mean, the economy was rising when Trump was in office. If you compare what it was looking like with Trump and to Biden, I mean, look at us now. We're in shit show. We're paying $8 for gas in LA. We paying $4 or $5 for gas in Columbus or fucking Ohio. This is Ohio. Like, come on now, man. So I don't know if we can necessarily agree upon that. And Trump warned us about all these things happening before they happened. We just didn't listen because we were so focused on the race war and the narratives being pushed by LGBT and the BLM movements, which were highly biased. I like Trump, but the people he surrounds himself with are horrible. Can you elaborate? Trump, I feel like Trump rules with an iron fist in a way that Kanye and Nick Fuentes could never. I feel like Kanye is more easily controlled than Trump. I mean, look at they got Kanye on pills. You think Trump is gonna go for some shit like that? They got Kanye on medication telling him that he's crazy. Yeah, obviously he stopped taking the medication, but Trump would have never started in the first place. You know, the nigga's not crazy. Kanye's not crazy, but Trump would have never allowed anybody to seduce him into indulging into popping pills for whatever mental illness they made up for him. That's just not something that would have happened. He gave us PPP loans. Y'all scamming ass, bro. Them PPP loans, they coming back for blood in them. Stimulus checks, right? Trump gave us stimulus checks, which, you know what I'm saying, not gonna lie, they weren't free. We had to come pay back for them in blood, but at the same time, your billions are going to Ukraine for a war that you will never see, have to deal with, or like we're on the verge of a World War III, our damn selves. We need to be preparing, getting ready for China because China's coming for blood. The U.S. currency is in a dramatic decline as the U.S., Russia, and other nations come together to create a new currency to overtake the U.S. dollar. So what are we really doing here? What is President Biden doing about this? Oh, he's spending the U.S. dollar in Ukraine to help bring more inflation to the American taxpayer, right? Like, come on. I keep bringing up Biden. I'm just so sick of Biden's ass. Jared Kushner. Okay. All right, okay, I can agree with you at that point, but at the same time, regardless of who Trump surrounds himself with, I feel like Trump makes the last call. Trump isn't that guy that why is my durag slanted, bro? But Trump isn't that guy that's going to Trump will listen to other people. He's not ignorant. He's gonna listen to other people, but he's the one that's gonna make the last call at the end of the day. I think, like I said, Trump rules in iron fist. He's the one that's making the last call. Damn, I'm losing viewers. Y'all showing me to keep playing the video. No investigations till Joe get into office. Now niggas getting locked up and investigated. Yeah, I mean, you guys see the foul play here. When it comes to how they treat Biden and how they treat Trump. They don't like that Trump gets off the way that he does. Like they support Biden because Biden can easily be controlled and Biden's a puppet essentially. Trump did not want to be a puppet. Trump did not allow them to easily control him in the way that they do Biden today because like I said, he had his own mentality, he had his own ideas that even when the people in the black suits told him, hey, we about to come in and shut this shit down, he didn't really care. Trump was going to call them out for this shit. Trump team, here we go. Trump's teams are all Zionists. I like Trump, but he needs to fire all the Zionists around him. Zionists are correct me if I'm wrong, but Zionists are Jews, right? That's what Zionists are. They're a particular type of Jew, right? Right? Am I tripping? Trump speech at CPAC live now. What, Trump is speaking right now live? Then I might have to hop on that right after I get off of this. But let us carry on, man. I'm losing views and shit. Let me play this fucking video. Play what the people came to see, man. But I don't know, man. Trump, like, there's no better. Okay, if you have another argument in terms of other politicians that could be possibly better than Trump, I'll indulge in those conversations. But when it comes to fucking Kanye, he's an entertainer. There's just absolutely no way that he could make. I'm not gonna say it's no way because yeah, he can make differences. He can make other differences that Trump didn't make, but I don't know if I like the possibilities. We could talk about possibilities, but I'm the guy that wants to talk about probability. Probability matters more to me, and Trump is more probable to make change. Is it possible that Kanye can make change and bring this nation off of its knees? Yeah, sure, but it's more probable that Trump could. And this isn't something that could even be done in one term of office. This is why nations like Russia are so strong because they've had leaders for an extended amount of time. Putin's not leaving office. It's only so much change that you can do in 4 years, in a 4 year term, even in a 2 year, 8 year term. I mean, yeah, in an 8 year term, it's only so much that you can do. So it's, I don't know. There's things that have to change. I'm not saying we need some supreme all dictator that's just the president forever, but we need to get rid of the left at least. I'm done. Let's stop voting for Democrats, everybody. Please, please, please. Let's stop the Democratic parties. I know we brainwashed the black community, but please, let's stop. Let us carry on.
Trump refused. He was like, no, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he walked us out and he gave us this like death stare. Like we literally walked out the door, get in the car, and Trump stood there on the steps. Like, and I think he was glaring at me because Ye was in the passenger side. I was in the back on the driver's side. And he was giving us this like death stare as we drove away. And I was like, damn, like we just went in the this guy's the kingpin of like the American right wing.
Mm-hmm.
And we just went in his palace and like shit in his front lawn. And I didn't mean to. Like that wasn't my intention. I know that wasn't Ye's intention. It really was not our intention because Ye has massive respect for Trump. He loves Trump. Like he loved Trump in 2018. He still loves Trump. He thinks he's a great guy. He thinks he's the next best choice in 24, you know, if Ye doesn't decide to run. So he loves him and respects him greatly. Inadvertently, though, we caused this big media circus. And I feel the same way. I love Trump, and it was not my intention for my presence to cause all of that. But it did. You know, then it turned into this big thing.
What the fuck? I forgot this video was
What
short.
up, guys?
So, long story short, man. Yeah, he didn't really give us too much about the ambush and whatnot. I don't know in what way, shape, or form he felt like he was getting ambushed. I think Trump wanted to hear them out. He wanted to hear Kanye out at least. And I think Kanye should at least let him know that, hey, it's going to be an extra white boy at the table that you might not want to sit with, and let Trump make that decision for himself whether or not he wanted to have that dinner, because then maybe it would have went a different way. What do y'all think? Let's get some last thoughts, man, before I end this stream and join on another stream. I'm gonna go to live right after this, but I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes to get y'all last thoughts. But I think Trump would have taken the situation. I think he would have taken the conversation a little more serious if they would have went a different way about it. I don't think Trump looks at Kanye seriously as a politician, because Trump knows what it takes. And Kanye, he's just Kanye. Like he's an entertainer. I'm not saying that to lessen his effect on the community, because Kanye has tremendous influence. Of course he does. But at the same time, he's not necessarily a great leader. I think Kanye should have spoken up more about the situation. Yeah, Kanye didn't really. What do you mean he should have spoken up more about the situation? Like, what you mean, the dinner, essentially? I think Kanye should have tried to join Trump's team. I think he would have been able to make more of a difference as one of the people running with Trump on Trump's party, because then he would have brought all of his influence onto that side. And Trump's not an asshole, but he would have at least heard Kanye out and listened to his ideas and whatnot. And because he knows if he didn't listen to Kanye doesn't give a fuck. He has no filter. He was going to out him and say this, that, and the third. I chose Trump this. He didn't listen. And I look what's happening in society. But at the same time, Trump rules with an iron fist, like I've been saying. So Trump's making the last call at the end of the day. But Kanye should have been okay with that, and that would have gotten Nick Fuentes even in a better situation to help run things politically. Maybe he wouldn't have been no vice president or anything of that sort, but he would have been in some way, shape, or form in contact with the people that make all the decisions. But with that being said, oh, we got one more thought. Nick is doing a rally tonight after Trump's speech at CPAC. What is CPAC? Do y'all see? I was about to go live about something else, but I might have to just go live about the Trump speech right now if it's live. Go ahead. Maybe you could drop me a link. Go ahead, drop a link in the comments. I'm gonna check it out. Fuck around, go live again here in like 2 minutes. Go ahead, hit that sub, poopy cat. I fuck with your interaction, man. Everybody else, hit that sub, man. We about to go live right again. Make sure y'all leave a like on the video. And what are you talking about, bro? And he should have been a part of Trump's administration and learned to take in so he could have moved forwardly in candidacy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He should have at least been a part of Trump's party so he could move forward and actually learn what actually happens behind those closed doors, because even the presidents don't understand what happens until they get into that seat, that they're not calling all the shots. That's the difference with Trump. He was calling shots. He wasn't reading off a teleprompter. He wasn't listening to all the ears and the pressure that were coming from outside nations. Trump was doing what he thought was right for the American people. Trump's a nationalist. You gotta admire it. But I'm not saying Trump's the perfect leader. I'm not saying Trump is the only person that can make America great again. But in recent history, since I've been an adult, that's the only president that I've experienced that could actually had intentions on setting out to make a true difference, especially for the capitalist community. We like to make our money. You know what I'm saying? I ain't for the, you feel me? I'm not for the Democratic Party. I used to be a fan of the Democratic Party, but they're just filled with lies. So I think I don't vote, but if I did, I'd vote Republican. But we about to go live again here in 10 seconds. So I appreciate y'all for coming out on the stream. It's your boy King Katumwa, and we out.